Hello, Miami University and all Oxford community. I'm Nia.
And I'm Danielle, your co-host for tonight's show. Welcome back to Miami Television News.
This is the 5th semester the COVID-19 pandemic has affected students and campus life. Despite university officials revisiting the mask mandate, masks are still required on and around campus. In their most recent email, it is stated that the mask mandate will continue to be revisited weekly based on Butler County's transmission rates. With talk about these recent updates on campus, I took to the streets of Oxford to see what the Miami community thinks about these decisions. Well, it seems as though the COVID-19 pandemic still seems to affect any sense of normalcy we have seen in previous years. For students of Miami University, this is especially true. On February 9th, the university announced that the mask mandate will remain in place and will be reevaluated on a weekly basis. I'm Nia Hinton with Miami Television News, and I'm taking to Miami students to see how they feel about this. I don't know if you're aware, but recently last week, Miami announced that the mask mandate is still in place. Okay, and so how do you feel about this?
I personally think that it's good that they're keeping it in place just because I feel like the pandemic isn't really over yet, so it's like the least we can do. And yeah, I feel like if we got rid of it, then it would just things would get worse again and everybody would get sick.
I'm not super bothered by it. I work in a nursing home off campus, so I've gotten pretty used to having to wear a mask, so it isn't a super big deal to me. I sort of believe eventually we should get to the point where people get to choose if they wear a mask. It should be a person's own decision, but it doesn't otherwise really affect me.
I think right now it's probably the smartest decision. Personally, the masks are not my favorite thing, but I know they're keeping people safe, so I'm all for what's keeping everybody safe right now.
Yeah. And so were you surprised by the university's decision, or?
Not really. I think they're gonna wait until either Ohio or Butler County give some sort of okay that it's okay to get rid of the mask mandate. I think they're waiting for cases to go down just a little bit more, which I guess makes sense.
Even though 90% of Miami's campus is vaccinated, would you say that you think we should still have the mask mandate, or?
I don't know for sure. I think just kind of going off what the CDC has been saying and stuff, it's maybe good to have it. I know a lot of people are not really for it, but I think just inside it's fine. But I don't know. I think they could be a little more lax on it in certain areas, just depending on number of people and everything.
I really hope that the mask mandate gets lifted. I'm not super optimistic about that idea, but I still hope it does happen eventually.
Do you feel like it's being enforced in the classrooms in places uptown, or?
I feel like the classrooms are more strict about it. Teachers are really pull your mask over your nose, but places uptown are definitely more lenient. I feel like small businesses will tell you hey, wear your mask, but places I don't know, Skippers and Brick, they don't care.
Yeah, they are. Because I always get yelled at if it's below the nose, so it's yeah.
Yeah, I feel like every one of my classes and lectures, the professors say something about masks, so they are pretty adamant about it.
And how does that compare to life uptown or anywhere else in Oxford?
Nobody be wearing masks uptown.
Yeah, everywhere else the mask is not very implemented, so it's not as important.
Well, Miami, who knows when the mask mandate will be lifted, but it seems as though right now students are still okay with it. Again, with Miami Television News, I'm Nia Hinton.
The Oxford community is constantly looking out for each other, and the so-called Army of Kindness is no exception. The Army of Kindness is a group of people who run a food pantry in the Oxford area to help out those in need, focusing specifically on Miami University students. MTN reporter Mackenzie Knorr and I met with Marja and Michael Berry, the founders of the pantry, to learn more about their work in the community. If you are interested in donating, volunteering, or spreading kindness at the food pantry, please reach out to Marja Berry directly at her number 818-434-9316. Coon Farm in Cincinnati, who helps supply the pantry with fresh food, is also in need of volunteers, so if you are interested in volunteering for them, you can get in contact with Rejoice, the head of volunteers, at 812.
February 14th was a special day on Miami's campus, and not just because of Valentine's Day. The university welcomed to campus Gregory Maguire, author of Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, which inspired the Broadway hit musical, Wicked. MTN reporters Hannah Horsington and Danielle Porter had the chance to speak with Maguire about his experiences writing the novel and the rising popularity of Wicked. You can find the full interview on our YouTube page at Miami Television News MTN. February 1st marked the beginning of Black History Month. While we should always be working to recognize Black history and culture, this month serves as a reminder to acknowledge the role African Americans played in shaping the world we live in today. It is especially important during this month that we honor the struggles and the triumphs of African Americans throughout history. This year's theme is Black Health and Wellness. Miami will be hosting several webinars and in-person events to commemorate the experience of African Americans, both past and present. More information for these events is available on Miami's website under the Office of Institutional Diversity and Inclusion.
It has been 33 years since the Cincinnati Bengals have made a Super Bowl appearance. To honor the Bengals, Governor Mike DeWine officially declared Sunday, February 13th, 2022, Cincinnati Bengals Day. All were encouraged to wear orange and black and cheer on the team. MTN's Reed Mann had the chance to get an inside look into the hype around the Super Bowl on Miami's campus.
Thousands of fans from both Cincinnati and the host city, Los Angeles, flocked to SoFi Stadium on Sunday evening for the 56th Super Bowl matchup between the Bengals and the Rams. The matchup had around 70,000 fans in attendance by the end of the game, so it was for sure packed to the brim. But nonetheless, the game definitely lived up to the hype. Both teams were in the hunt for their franchise's rightful Lombardi trophy. First, you had the Cincinnati Bengals, the team that just this year won their first playoff game since 1989. Led by head coach Zach Taylor and star quarterback Joe Burrow, the Bengals were a lethal team. On the other side of the gridiron were the Los Angeles Rams, with a star-studded roster with wide receiver Cooper Kupp and quarterback Matt Stafford. Not to mention the home field advantage they had, the Rams were the team to beat. Despite having home field advantage, Bengals fans came out in numbers, filling in about 40% of the stadium. This was rather surprising due just to the sheer cost of the ticket to the game. Critics and many fans are expressing their disgust with the prices of this year's Super Bowl tickets, starting at an average of around $6,000 just to sit in the nosebleeds, while the most expensive ticket cost around $50,000. From the start of the game, the energy from the fans was impeccable. The game itself was a tight game with a final score of 23-20 Rams. The first half was definitely a good showing for the Rams as they came out and scored 2 touchdowns in the first half. Odell Beckham scored in the first quarter on a 17-yard passing touchdown from Matthew Stafford.
Season. 3rd and 3. Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab. Odell Beckham Jr.
The Bengals clapped back with a 3-point field goal conversion in the first quarter from Evan McPherson.
12 for 12 on field goal attempts in the playoffs. 4 for 4 in each of the 3 games. Tacks on the Bengals' first points of the game.
In the second quarter, Cooper Kupp would haul in an 11-yard run.
Stafford rolling and throwing. Caught. Kupp. Touchdown.
The Bengals would answer with a T. Higgins touchdown catch just before halftime.
Top of the screen, you've got Chase with Ramsey on him. A little toss here. Mixon's going to throw. Open man. Caught. Higgins. Touchdown.
At halftime, the score was 13-10 Rams as the teams walked into the locker room. But lucky for us, we had quite the entertainment ahead of us. Music icons Eminem, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg performed some of their classic hits such as Dr. Dre's Still Dre, while the crowd roared in the background. The halftime show also featured acts from other music icons such as 50 Cent and Kendrick Lamar hitting the stage. After halftime, the game started up again. Right from the go, the Bengals were going for the win with a 75-yard touchdown pass.
Ben Skoranek is going to have to step in and make plays. He wants all of his playmakers to rise to this occasion. He told them, go finish.
And Michelle on play action, finding room, going deep, and it's caught by Higgins. He goes in for the score. Jalen Ramsey fell down.
To finish out the third quarter, each team's respective kicker both put in 3 points to extend their team's lead. However, even though the Bengals were up going into the fourth quarter, it was Cooper Kupp's last-minute game-winning touchdown that sealed the deal for the Los Angeles Rams.
Pass. Kupp! Got it. Touchdown.
And with that catch, the Los Angeles Rams become your 2022 Super Bowl champs and are bringing home hardware to the city of LA. Signing off, Reed Mann.
That's all we have for you today. Thank you for tuning in to MTN. Look forward to even more news coverage in the weeks to come. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Nia. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Miami MTN.